Brothers, it is December 10th, 2020. It's 9:40 p.m. I wasn't even planning to make a video today, but this ridiculous video in its comment section triggered the hell out of me, and I have to say something about it. Brothers, the Dak apologetics has no place in business. It doesn't. I'm watching this video, ESPN's First Take. Of course, you got Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman talking about Jerry Jones and Dak Prescott again. You know, it's crazy. We do not need to be in the headlines for anything. We are a 3-9 team. We are number 5 in the current draft stock right now. And we're still garnering headlines, top headlines. That it goes with the territory of being America's team. We can suck ass and still grab the headlines, but I wish Jerry Jones would move in silence. We don't need any media attention right now. We really don't. We're horrible. I wish Jerry Jones would adopt my position. In my positions in life, I like to move with stealth, speed, precision, and silence. I wish Jerry Jones would adopt some of that, but obviously he's not. He likes to be loud. He likes to garner attention. No matter if it's positive or negative, all attention is good attention to Jerry Jones, and I wish sometimes he would just like not say anything. Let's wait for the off season for this, but obviously not. But you know, of course, you got Stephen A. Smith saying this dumb shit like, "Oh, he should want out, and he's not being taken care of, and he's not getting paid, and all this stuff." Even though the Jones family offered Dak a great contract, but he just got greedy and paid the price for it. And then you got Marcus Spears, his retarded ass. I don't even like him on ESPN. Like, his country retarded ass shouldn't even be on TV to begin with. But his simple ass says some dumb shit like, well, maybe the 49ers need to pick him up. He needs to go somewhere else. He's not appreciated in Dallas, and all this other dumb shit. Even though Jerry Jones was about to break the bank for him, but he turned it down. And then I'm looking through this comment section, and you got all these Dak apologists. And you know what's funny about most of these Dak apologists? Just a year ago, these same people who are defending Dak and calling him elite now, they're the same ones who were shitting on him, saying that he's just an average quarterback. He's no good without Ezekiel Elliott. He's not good with this without no offensive line. He needs all these weapons to succeed. All this shit, yada, yada, yada. They're the ones defending Dak and calling him elite and all this other stupid shit because in their eyes, oh, Dak has personal problems, and Dak is such a warrior. He's going through this stuff, and then he breaks his ankle. He puts it out there on the line, and they feel like they can relate to that now. So now they're like in Dak's corner when just a year ago they weren't. And I'm gonna tell you the same thing about these people. Let's say if Dak does get paid by the Cowboys or some other franchise like the Niners or the Bears, he gets paid handsomely, and he doesn't perform, these same people that are in his corner, they're going to turn their back on him again. So if Dak is looking at all this fake praise that he's getting, all this fake support that he's getting, he needs to be weary of all this shit. Just saying. You know, and the thing is, and you got people talking about the racism thing and all this other dumb shit, like Jerry Jones is a racist for not paying Dak Prescott, but he paid Tony Romo. Brothers, I can tell a lot of you don't critically think or use logic and reason. Brothers, instead of stopping and landing on the racism thing, have you ever thought that maybe, just maybe, Jerry Jones, he knows that he overpaid Tony Romo. Paid Tony Romo $108 million. Tony Romo did not take us to the NFC Championship game. He did not take us to the Super Bowl. He didn't have much playoff success. he was paid so much, he took so much of the salary cap, and he couldn't overcome a bad defense or a bad offensive line. He couldn't overcome those things. He wasn't good enough to overcome those things. He wasn't. And on top of that, he was brittle as fuck. He didn't finish a lot of seasons. So, brothers, Jerry Jones, have you ever thought maybe Jerry Jones is like, you know what? I vastly overpaid Tony Romo. Even after he retired, I still had to pay him. He was dead money on the books. You know, maybe, just maybe, I don't want to make the same mistake with Dak Prescott. I want to try to make this contract as favorable to the franchise as possible because I don't want to get shafted like we did with Tony Romo's deal. Just don't want to get shafted. And on top of that, Dak Prescott has a devastating injury. He's recovering quite well, but maybe he won't be the same. Maybe he'll be like Carson Wentz after tearing his ACL, never was the same again. Have you ever thought of that instead of just stopping at the racism angle? Because Jerry Jones has paid a lot of black men. He's paid a lot of them. He overpaid DeMarcus Lawrence. He overpaid Jalen Smith, Ezekiel Elliott. Shit, I'm starting to believe Tyron Smith was overpaid because he can't play a fucking game. All of those are black men, and not just regular black men. They dark-skinned black men. He went out and paid Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders. Jerry Jones has paid a plethora of black men. He paid Dez Bryant a huge contract, and that didn't work out. So all this racism shit, it doesn't make sense. A lot of you brothers are fucking idiots. Sorry. And even if Jerry Jones is racist, so fucking what? Who gives a shit? Who gives a fucking shit? He's still paying black men millions upon millions of dollars. So what if he's racist? Who cares? He's still paying them millions. And also, I need to ask you brothers this. What has Dak Prescott done to earn this amount of praise and support and everybody wishing he'd get $40 million? What has he done? I'm asking you a serious question. What the fuck has he done? He only has one playoff victory, and he's been in the league for 5 years. He only has one against Russell Wilson. Last season, he went 8-8 and was 1-5, 1-6 against winning teams. He lost to teams like the Jets and the Bears. Last season, this season, he started out 1-3. So I guess what you're saying is, oh, he threw for 4,900 yards last season. That's why he needs to get paid. That got us to 8-8. He lost to the Eagles in the NFC East Championship game. That 4,900 yards don't mean dick. Doesn't mean shit. This season, oh, he was throwing for 400-yard games and this. 1-3. And he was one of the main reasons why we were down to begin with. When we were 1-3, he would he would dig us in a hole. Him and Ezekiel Elliott would dig us in a hole, and then in the fourth quarter, when the defenses are laxed, then he wants to turn up the heat. You brothers are fooled by that? You fooled by that? Brothers, and the thing is, when you ask a Dak apologist like, bro, he can't win games. Their first instinct is to go to, well, he doesn't play defense. He doesn't play defense. The defense lost for games. They go to that. Okay. If he's not good enough to overcome a bad defense like Russell Wilson is 8-4 with a trash defense. The Seattle Seahawks statistically have either, if it's not the 31st or the 32nd defense in the league. They are statistically bottom 3 defensively, and they're 8-4 because of Russell Wilson. He's good enough to overcome a lot of that. Dak Prescott obviously isn't. So if Dak Prescott isn't good enough to overcome this trash defense, why are you trying to give him a chunk of the salary cap? That makes no sense. Instead of paying him a huge chunk of the salary cap, you either tell him to take less so you can rebuild the defense to help him out, or you go out and you draft a quarterback and you use his rookie contract to build around him, build the defense. That's what you do. See, a lot of you people, you are so emotionally invested in Dak Prescott for the moment, because as soon as he starts playing bad again or he can't win, you're going to turn on him. I feel like I'm dealing with a lot of elementary kids when it comes to this whole issue. Man, some of you brothers, y'all just, either you know what's going on and you're just being a contrarian, or you literally lack the intellectual capacity to understand what's going on with this thing. Either you're being disingenuous or you're just flat out stupid. Either or. And the thing is, you can like Dak Prescott. I'm not saying Dak Prescott is a bad quarterback, but you cannot mortgage your future on a quarterback like Dak Prescott, who has proven that he cannot win without a good defense, without a good offensive line, without good weapons. It's proven he cannot win with that. When Ezekiel Elliott went out for 6 games back in 2017, Dak Prescott had hell. He was living a hell on earth when Ezekiel Elliott was suspended for 6 games. He couldn't do it without him. In 2018, before we acquired Amari Cooper, Dak Prescott was going through fucking hell. He was struggling. He was struggling to even break 200 yards sometimes before we got Amari Cooper. Then Amari Cooper comes, phew, Dak Prescott flies out. Brothers, he's proven that he cannot win without certain components around him being optimal. And then on top of that, he suffered a devastating ankle injury. He may never be the same after this. Why pay him? Why? Brothers, I'm out.